All right, well, we got the recording going. All right, everyone, this is the other installment, the next installment of the Stealth Persuasion Workshop. And definitely, this is one of my most fun workshops that I put on. I actually do this one live. I did this in front of about 80 people a couple months ago, and we had a great time, mainly because we're talking about opt-in forms that convert like crazy. An opt-in form is that place on people's websites where you sign up for newsletters. But there's so much more to it than just signing up for another newsletter. And of course, if you don't know me, my name is Colin Martin. You can see that picture of that strapping young lad down there. He loves to do these workshops. He loves to meet new people. He loves to teach people how to make money on the internet, and that is me. So I'm going to take a drink of water here real quick. All right, yes, so ladies, I'm available, and that picture shows you that I'm definitely worth it. But on top of that, I do know what I'm talking about opt-ins, and this is one of my more fun workshops, and we're going to have a lot of interaction here and lots of laughs and stuff tonight, so we're going to have a good time with this. But opt-ins are actually extremely important, and they're one of the most important things you can do on your website. And let's see. Why is that exactly? If you don't know what an opt-in is, we're just going to discuss what an opt-in form is exactly. Well, you've seen it. You probably ignore most of them because they're actually quite boring. But it's a place to sign up for a freebie or newsletter. Okay, what's so fantastic about that? Well, it's a way to build an online email database, excuse me, which is extremely important. And let me explain why. Building a database is one of the most important things you can do. It's how all professional marketers, no matter what we're selling or what we're trying to sell people or coach people or get in touch with people, you have to build a database because visitors to your website rarely, if ever, make any kind of conversion or buy anything for the first time around. I've literally seen over 2,000 people come through a website, and you can see this on your analytics on your website. If you have any way to measure the kind of traffic, you'll see that traffic comes in, and you may have a book or something for sale, and very few books or products are being sold. That's because people, there's a number of reasons why that is. And without going into the whole sales process, which we've discussed a little bit here before, the idea that people are slipping away from your website without you capturing some kind of database and building them where you can market to them over and over, year after year, is critical. So the opt-in form, in my opinion, and the opinions of people who make a lot of money on the internet, the list is gold. And you'll hear that from lots of internet marketers that are making a lot of money. And the way we do this is through an opt-in form. And most that I see are quite weak. And it's not the place to have weakness. So we're going to go over tonight how to strengthen it up. We're going to talk about the language you want to use and the colors and all sorts of things. We're going to be critiquing some opt-in forms. You guys are going to learn so much from this workshop that it's going to drive you crazy, and you're going to be running over to change that opt-in form on your own website as soon as this thing is over. And you can literally be increasing your database by the end of this weekend by making a few changes here that are very easy to make. None of this is going to cost you any money, okay? This is just pointing out things that people don't think about when they're putting this stuff up. We like to rush through these website designs, and we don't think about the small stuff. Again, my name is Colin Martin. I want to thank you for your time tonight, for being here. I know it's the 4th of July is coming up, and this is a holiday weekend, and you could be spending it with family. They may be in town, but the fact that you're spending it here with me tonight means that you're taking your business seriously. And I want to state again that this is one of the most serious things that you can do with your website is to build this database. What else can you do with an opt-in form? Well, it's a way to collect more information about your visitor. You can have an opt-in form that's longer than just name or email. If you want to make it a little bit longer and try to contact or get people to fill out a little bit more information, you're more than welcome to do that, even though that has a tendency to keep conversions down. You still can interact with these people through polls and things through email marketing. Email marketing and selling to your database is the most important money-making thing that you can do on the web, bar none, more than anything else, more than ads, more than social networking, more than any other marketing strategies. So this is a fantastic opportunity to do it right. And when I critique websites, I go right for the jugular on these website critiques, and I show you what's wrong with most of these things. And we're going to fix them tonight. It's also a way to offer more targeted information to a prospect. Obviously, you're giving away something in exchange for that email. That people just don't sign up for stuff without getting something for it. And we already have too many newsletters and things, and sometimes we need to provide some kind of targeted information to that person that if they sign up for it, then you automatically know that they were looking for that information. They start out, the funnel starts out like this. They search for information. You hopefully come up in a search result. They visit the website. They take a look around, and then they hopefully, and you really want them to get a piece of free information, such as an ebook or some kind of file that will deliver targeted information to them that's specifically made for those people that were looking for that information. And that creates a prospect, someone that you can pitch some stuff to, and you can build your credibility and expertise by giving those freebies away. Let me go back to, just before we jump ahead to a squeeze page, this targeted information, what I want you to think about is giving away stuff that is obviously downloadable, that's easy to give away, but also presents you and your business and your expertise in a light that keeps promoting you as they read it. So don't be afraid to give away something that you think is worth money. Don't be afraid to give away in an opt-in something that you think people should be paying for. And don't try to hide all your products right off the bat thinking, well, this book here, I spent some time making it, you know, it's a 30-page ebook, I should be getting $20 for this. Granted, you should, but at the same time, that kind of value builds your database, and when that person opts in to that opt-in form, you can market to them over and over. Typically, the secret way to really build that prospect into a customer is making sure that the freebies you give away have links to outside resources, have links to your website, to your products, extra information, more coaching, videos, all sorts of things that are dynamic. It's not just a standalone ebook with no links in it, no information. It's just something that is very blasé. It really should be one of your finest pieces of work because they are judging the entire business on that piece of information that you're giving away. So in that regard, it becomes very valuable. And we're going to show you some examples of what people give away and how it converts into customers. Now, we don't want to, there are two ways to opt in, and I want to clarify a squeeze page is actually a whole page that stands alone, a little bit like a sales letter, that all it does is just opt people in. And I'm not going to be talking about that tonight. An opt-in, these same principles can be applied to a squeeze page. A squeeze page is typically just something that stands alone, and it'll say, sign in your name and email to have access to all these videos and packages and training and all this stuff. And it's just a way to really collect emails, and they work great because they're very dedicated and there aren't any other distractions on the web page. So they actually work quite well, but all the same things we're going to talk about tonight, these opt-in forms are typically somewhere on your website, can also be applied to a standalone squeeze page. So squeeze pages offer valuable info, usually a lot of it, that are pretty much like streaming videos and things that don't really cost a whole lot but make you seem very important. And just in exchange for that email address, a lot of people out there, a lot of marketers will just use squeeze pages to give away a bunch of fluffy stuff so they can sell the list to somebody else. People buy lists all the time. I don't suggest you do that. We're professionals here. We're not scammy marketer weirdo people, okay? We're trying to change the world, and each person that signs up for something from us is a prospect, someone basically reaching out for help, okay? They may not sound like it, getting something for free, but they are there looking for information, and they are the perfect candidate for your coaching. So this isn't, we don't buy a list that didn't opt in. You can try it, but I wouldn't suggest it. The squeeze page also is, it stands alone. It has no links or distractions. You've probably seen these before and ignored the hell out of them, so you don't really look at these that much. But they do work, so if you want to try one of those, just let me know. It's usually just a bigger opt-in form with a little bit more information, typically a video, but most of the time they're just lead captures, and people use them to sell to databases. And then, of course, you know, squeeze pages are often linked from posts and articles and banners and ads. Most of the ads you click on Facebook or over on Google lead to some kind of squeeze page. Most of the articles on easing articles lead to a squeeze page. And a lot of videos on YouTube lead to squeeze pages. But we're going to be talking about focusing basically your website, which I know each one of you have. So this is very important information for you guys. And of course, if you see my beautiful yellow smiling face, this recent picture taken at the mall of me just last week, when you see that picture, you'll know to sharpen your pencil or whatever you need to do to take notes that this is a sneaky trick, a stealthy trick that'll help you convert like crazy. So keep that in mind. All right, what are the elements of an opt-in form? I just want to go over this real quick before we get to the critiques. This is absolutely critical stuff here. You can download this PDF tomorrow afternoon and use this as a checklist to go back and redesign your opt-ins and make them stronger. But an opt-in is highly visible. It's on what we call the best and most visible real estate on your website. That's right there on the first page we see up above what we call the fold. The fold is the bottom of the screen, and everything beneath that I have to scroll down to see is below the fold. So above the fold, it's just like the newspaper back in the old days. The headline would be above the fold, and you would open the paper to see lesser stories that are beneath it. The web is no different, and a lot of people do not scroll down. You'd be surprised at how few people are looking at your website as much as you do, okay? And when you see your analytics, you'll see there's a high bounce rate, and a bounce rate is people coming into your website and leaving in just between 2 to 7 seconds. So really, your most precious real estate is the first thing they see, which is typically the top of the page near your banner. And this is where the opt-in should be. And you'd be surprised at how many are below the fold. Like it's incidental, and it's not. It's really the most important conversion you can make. Also, opt-ins should have some of your most compelling language. I'm going to show you some secrets tonight about pain, hope, selling time, offering solutions, not just newsletter. Sign up and subscribe to my newsletter. That I just want to share with you right now about newsletters. I get too many, and if I'm not going to get something of value, I'm not going to sign up, and I'm afraid to say that most people are going to do the exact same thing, okay? We get too many newsletters. We don't read the ones we get. Our inbox is stuffed full of junk, and you basically really are only signing up to get the freebie. If there's an ebook that you really want, or some training videos that you really want, or something for free, that's what you're getting. You don't really care about another newsletter, so that's why it's extremely important for that freebie to have real value to your visitor, because they're the ones that see the value, and they're the ones that are trading their email. I mean, they sweat it out there. They're thinking, oh my God, do I really want to sign up for one more newsletter? No, they don't. So that freebie better be important, and it better look like value. And that's the critical part of your freebie, also building your credibility and your trustworthiness and your expertise. It should sell you like an advertisement with links in it to a bunch of other stuff that they can keep digging deeper and deeper into your business without being attacked with a newsletter. They will open the newsletter if they believe that the freebie offered value. That's the line of attack here. If the freebie stinks, they may not open the newsletters. If a newsletter is all you're offering, they're not going to sign up. So if you have an opt-in box offering a newsletter and you're not getting sign-ups, that's the reason why. If the freebie has real value, go ahead and tell them how much it's worth. Tell them what they're really going to get and how much this would be worth as a standalone product if they were to buy it elsewhere. Opt-in boxes, we often make them the same colors as our website to match the rest of the color scheme, and that's actually a no-no, because if the opt-in blends in with the template, no one's going to see it. So we often use bright colors and arrows and other tricks that I'll show you tonight that make it stand out. I want your prospect in 7 seconds or 2 seconds or less for their eyes to go to the opt-in first above any other thing on your website. So if you're distracting with a huge header and flash graphics and little animations and dancing clowns and all this other stuff, and no one sees your opt-in, you're pretty much screwing yourself over, and we're going to need to fix that tonight. Also, if you have freebies, books, ebooks, CDs, videos, images, anything, make an image of it. Even if it doesn't really have a real cover like a product or ebooks. Ebooks don't really have covers, but we make them anyway to make them look like a book. Well, it's always good to add an image to help up that value. And I'm going to definitely show you some examples of how people do that tonight. So let's check some more of this out. All right, let's get to the critiques. Now, here is what your typical opt-in. You guys have seen them a million times. So I'm going to look at this one. It says free online business tips newsletter. Free. That's cool. An online business tips newsletter. So all I need is my first name and my primary email, and I can sign up. It's got a big $sign. It's really cute. Well, I'm asking you all out there, poll time, is this a good or a bad opt-in? What do you guys think? Pop it in the chat box and get ready to answer a couple of these in a row, because I want to know what you think. Chris says weak. Yusuf says good. Stacy says not titillating. That's definitely Stacy talk right there. Sharon, I wouldn't sign up. I wouldn't either, really. Richard, middle, nice graphics, but mild colors. Good observation, Richard. Clydette, no value. Absolutely right. Let's take a look. It stinks, and let me tell you why. Frank says, not worth my time. Yeah, okay. Well, here it is. I mean, another online business tips newsletter. I really don't know what I'm getting besides a newsletter, which I don't really want. I don't see any immediate value in here. I don't see any kind of how much this is worth. I don't see a picture of what I'm getting. Well, basically, because I'm not getting anything. This is just a newsletter, and I'm not getting a freebie. Now, someone may offer this, and the colors are cute and everything, and it's very simple. Okay, sometimes you don't want it too complicated, but there's really no value for an exchange for my important email, which I'm tired of giving out all the time. And I hate to sound like that, but it's exactly what your visitors think. They go into most websites, 99.9% of websites, with their eyes rolling about what pop-up boxes are going to come up, what stuff are going to give me a virus, what newsletters do they want me to sign up for, is there going to be a little talking head that won't shut up and I can't turn it off. I mean, people's eyes roll. We're tired of it, and all we're looking for is information. You guys in this community, websites will not be like that. Most of them aren't already, but they won't be, especially after tonight. Here's another one. I like this. This is kind of cute. Irresistible writing support package, $197 value, and it's a special report. 3 dangers of boring website content. Well, I kind of like that because I'm always searching for that kind of stuff. Plus, more free resources to make your marketing and website irresistible. It says name, email, send my gift, and look, a privacy policy. That is kind of neat. All right. Well, everybody, say, is this good or bad? What do you think about this one? Too cluttered. Colors boring. Yusuf. Chris says good. Roberta says good. Richard says good. Stacy says too much to read. Sharon says it better, but I question that 197. Frank says I like this one except for the color and the excessive text. Y'all, very good, very good. Clydette says much better than the last, hard to read, too much text. Yes, okay. Well, let's take a look at this one. I graded this as good because I wanted to point out some of the elements that we do have in it. First off, what I like, and this is some stealthy stuff here that you want to take note. First off, I agree with you. It is way too much text and no one's going to read that, okay? Remember, we're trying to make the most out of our real estate, so it should be as simple as possible without too much, not so much too much text, but too much tiny text. You know how old I am? I can't read this stuff anymore. I'm squinting just to read all that, and you know, the older I get, the more I can't read this stuff. The one things I do like is the picture. Well, it doesn't, it looks like a book or something. It could have been a little bit better, but support package, take note of that. This is from Brenda Norman, if you guys know her, and she's a genius at copywriting. And the word support package makes me feel like I'm getting something that's going to help me, or I'm just getting something that she's going to continuously help me with. It's just a psychological way of saying that she's not just giving me crap that she's going to leave me and never answer the phone or email. I kind of like that, even though I really don't know what this support package really is. Special report, that's kind of blasé. Everyone's got a special report these days, so you want to be a little bit careful on that. $197 value. Sharon kind of pinned it. It's a little overkill on that. She didn't really need to say something like $29 or $39 or $49 is a little bit more believable. Okay, this is the thing I like the most, is the send my gift. It's important to have a call to action on the button there that says something other than subscribe or submit. Send my gift has a psychological call to action. So instead of the design of the box being a big winner, it's the copy and a few of the words that she uses that actually makes me feel really good about signing up for this. And I don't even have to read the rest of this small fine print crap, because I just like the idea of getting a gift and I feel just cozy about it. So sometimes you can psychologically get people to sign up without necessarily going overboard on it. Privacy policy, fine print, but it's better than clicking out. I want to see a privacy policy. If you don't have one like the last one, it kind of makes me feel weird. So I actually do like this for a number of different reasons. It's better than bad, but it's pretty good. The website colors on here match the rest of her website as well, and I don't really like that idea, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute. Okay, let's look at this one. Pat's ebook guide. Look, it's got a picture of like a big binder of stuff. It says enter your name and email, free instant access. It means I'm getting it right now to the most comprehensive guide available on how to publish, market, and automate your own killer ebook. Listen to this. Over 25,000 people have enjoyed my ebook and receive a weekly newsletter with exclusive online blogging tips. First name, get free instant access. What do you guys think about this one? Go ahead and chat in here and let me know how you think. Good, bad, indifferent, crappy, tell me. Much better than the last, hard to read. Good, better than the last one, looks good. Yusuf says it looks good. Richard says good, easy to read. Claudette, no value. Has social proof, too much text. Stacy, not bad. Roberta says color's good. You guys are really hitting it on here. Yep, it's a lot of copy, Roberta, for sure. What did I judge it as? Good. Well, I judged it because it's a little bit better than some, but let me point out some of the things on here. First off, Sharon called it again. She is slick. There's no value on here. Oh, Claudette said that. Excuse me. Claudette said she didn't see any value. This looks like it has some kind of value to it. It's a whole binder full of stuff. So why isn't it $29, $39? That putting a little price there gives me the idea that I'm really getting something for free than all this stuff. I have to read all this fine print, and again, I'm not going to do that, okay? But there are two things I do like about this. First off, again, and this is really good, it was the social proof. Definitely. That really helped set that off. Over 25,000 people have read the book, okay? She doesn't have to prove those numbers. It's okay to say that. And maybe she's not that many people. It sounds a little high to me, for somebody I don't know, but still, the social proof was very important. You're starting to see the elements coming together here where you can design your own opt-in that's strong on all different elements. See, each one of these, even though they're good or bad or whatever, have some elements that I like and some that are missing, and we want to make sure that we're including them all. In here, there's too much text. If I was going to have this much text, I would use that real estate inside here to make bullet points because they're much easier to read than a bunch of tiny text. The idea that free instant access twice, once in the copy and once in the submit bar, is good because remember, selling time is one of the hidden benefits of signing people up. So you always want to include the word instant access. What are we going to get? She said ebook, good. So there was a few things missing, but I still thought it was pretty good. The colors stand out. I doubt her website looks anything like this color scheme, and I can't remember where in the world I saw this, but it probably pops out of the page. It kind of pops out. The colors are a little bit better. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. This is going to be cool. Claudette says no more than 3 lines of text if you have to have text. That's not a bad thing, Claudette. The more text. A lot of people do read the text, Claudette, but it's depending on the formatting has everything to do with putting more text. It's not really about the amount of lines, but how you present them. Let's take a look at this next one. Get free marketing info. Get the world's best marketing resources right to your inbox. Join more than 817,000 inbound marketers. Email, yes, subscribe me today. What do you guys think about this one? Blah. Roberta says blah. Not a lot of definition. Richard, sounds like height, bad colors, no value. Sharon, would have to have other copy around it to convince me it was worth it. Yusuf, a bit flat but might work. You guys are really good at doing this. I'm telling you what. Not trustworthy, Stacy says. Cheesy? Yes. Chris says no value, no product, flat colors. Yeah, this was just thrown out there. I just wanted to catch you guys and make sure that you're paying attention here. It's definitely crap, okay? First off, social proof, trying to throw that 800,000 number, that's like you're in elementary school and you're going, I have 1 million people, just nobody believes these kinds of exorbitant numbers. If I had 800,000 people as part of my marketing group, I'd have a hell of a lot better opt-in box than this, okay? This is really good stuff. Claudette says I would have to break the text into 2 lines. Boring, no value, free, instant access needed. Yes, there's nothing here. This is pretty much horrible, and sometimes, and to be honest with you, this is better than some of the ones I see. And this just has no, what you call personality. It's got no suspense. It's got no benefits. It's got nothing. It's no bullet points. It's nothing. I don't even know what I'm getting. What is the world's best marketing resources? I don't even know what that is. What is it, another virus? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, what is an inbound marketer? I know what that is, but do my visitors know what that is? All right, that stinks. Let's take a look at another one. Check this out. Sean's free newsletter. What are you broadcasting? Free traditional social media tips, tools, and strategies to grow your business, increase your word-of-mouth impact, expand your network. Warning, you will never market yourself or your business the same again. What do you guys think about this one? Go ahead and put it in the chat box. Roberta says bullet points good. Frank said the last one was no cards in a shoebox. I hope not, Frank. But you never know what you're going to get with these people. Roberta, but too much copy? Too bad. Not too bad. Claudette says too many graphics, no value, too much text. No value, bad button text. Yeah, small, can't read. Yusuf says copy needs improving. Chris says good graphics, bullet points, good colors, yet another newsletter. Yes, I want to point out the things that I like about it. Check this out. I did grade this as good, and I want to point out what I like about it. Well, first off, it really pops off the page compared to the other colors, and I guess you would have to see this in context with the rest of the website, but my eyes instantly went to this, and it was definitely hard to read the text. It doesn't really pop off. Now, the whole opt-in box popped off the web page, but the letters do not pop off that background. They're almost like just a darker blue shade of the background blue, and I can't read that. But it's got some cute stuff in it that I really like. First off, okay, you guys pointed out it was another newsletter. There's no value. I don't want another newsletter. As cute as this is, and it's kind of cute, I like Sean. I don't even know who the hell Sean is, but I kind of like him just because of the way he's writing here. But I don't need another newsletter. I mean, I don't know what all this stuff is. I need value. I really need something that's going to fix my problem right now. Remember, keep that in mind. You're offering solutions in an opt-in, not another newsletter. Believe it or not, your newsletter is not a solution, okay? Get off your ego boost and realize your newsletter is not a solution. It's usually boring and doesn't really do much for people. Well, I'm not putting you guys down. It's just that that's basically what your visitor is going to think. You need to cut them a break and don't worry about the newsletter. The newsletter is something they're signing up for anyway, and you can tell them that on the thank you page. The thank you page is something that pops up that says, as soon as they hit that submit button, that says, thank you for signing up. Here's your free gifts. And give them a couple gifts. and then say, oh, by the way, you know, you have subscribed to my newsletter. It's going to come out every 2 weeks or something. So enjoy that. Keep an eye out for that and whitelist it when it gets there. Little language like that helps them feel better about it. But they've gotten the free gifts, so they don't really care about the newsletter, and they'll read it if the freebie's good. So you got to give them a break on that. Yusuf said the button wasn't all that great. Submit query. That doesn't even have any. I'm not asking a question here, so I don't even know what that means. Okay, that looks terrible. The no spamming was kind of cute, but obviously the privacy policy, you have to link out to see it. The biggest thing I like is the big orange arrow, believe it or not. The big orange arrow, I mean, my eyes go to that, and it just, that's half the battle, is getting people to see this thing and have it pop off the page. That was one of the things I really, really liked about it. And of course, he also said, you will never market yourself or your business the same again. Even though it sounds a little cheesy, the whole idea of it being a warning was kind of cute. I mean, I had to give it some kudos, but look at all the stuff that we've torn apart here. And just remember, there's each one that is good or bad has a different conversion rate. And with all the pieces in place, you could really have as high as a 40% conversion. I've seen it before. I've done it before. Believe me, that many people coming to your website signing up, you will be wealthy beyond your imagination. Now let's take a look at this one already. I kind of pulled the punch on this one, but obviously this is good or bad. It's bad, and this is probably one of the worst ones I ever seen. It absolutely has nothing, but this, my friends, is a majority of the ones I see out there. Not in this community, but some, as I just surf the web, some with big search results have opt-ins. Some people don't have any opt-ins at all. Okay, that's about 40% of websites have no opt-in whatsoever. I just critiqued one today that didn't. And this here is the majority of the ones that do. So you can start to see you're starting to become an elite group of marketers, not just marketing, but being able to capture and work and help and people that are looking for solutions. That's what the web is all about, and that's what you guys are here to do, to change lives. And this is how you do it. This is how you get in touch. Remember, over on WordPress, I know you guys have a lot of WordPress sites. You got to be careful that the form won't fit in the sidebar. You'll get things like this sign-up box being cut off. And a lot of people were so happy they actually got an opt-in into their WordPress without the whole thing blowing up, that they're so happy about it they'll actually just leave it like that. But it can be distraction. Any graphics cut off like that on the side are a distraction that can keep you from having good conversion rates. Let's talk about this one. This is actually one of a client of mine that he submitted to me, and I'll tell you right now, it's a lot of text on here, but there were some things on here that I kind of like. What do you guys think about this one? Go ahead and put in the chat box, is this good or bad? Chris says she doesn't like it. Chris is hard on the eyes, too much text. Clydette, dislike. You guys are getting really good out there at this stuff. You're going to be critiquing these things, putting me out of a job soon. Roberta, no good. Bright colors, but submit too many bullets. Too much text. Yep, no value. Yep, there's no value here. This is, I actually graded this at the time good, but I had to make some changes. What was good about it that I liked was the idea of free, immediate access to 4 hours of intensive training videos. That right there already is putting some value that we don't really need to put the price out there if you have the time to read it all. And this was for a speaker site where the speakers were spending obviously more time watching an opt-in video. This was part of a squeeze page. And what I did tell them to do was take most of these bullet points out and make this shorter and put them in the video where he explained the bullet points in about a minute and a half. And I thought that was a better use of the time because it gave the visitor or anyone a choice to sit through all this stuff. But what I did like about it was he put a lot of pain in here. And that's something that I want to address. If you can put a little bit of pain in an opt-in box, it's worth the amount of text. So stop killing your presentations with crappy slides. I mean, he could have said, make your slides better, but he decided to twist the knife a little bit. 3 things you must unlearn. That's always good language for things like this to build this solution stuff. A proven system. It's good to use language like that for speaking with absolutely 0 preparation time. He's selling the time. How to establish instant credibility. Again, selling time. Speak with confidence and power without notes. So some of this language here I really liked, but it was just too busy, and I didn't like the color, so we lightened it up a little bit. I put a picture of his face up there, and then I had him change the submit button down there at the bottom to say, give me my videos, I think something like that. A little call to action so people, as they're about ready to click that button, they kind of remember what in the world they were signing up for. Submit is just bad call to action language. We're not talking about a strong call to action here, but we're talking about an affirmation about why am I submitting this button. I mean, tell me one more time why I gave this guy my email. That's what we're talking about. So that's why we changed the buttons there. So, but I did, this was too much information, but the people were actually staying and reading it and listening to it. So I had to move it to a video. So I liked this. I just like the verbiage on it. Now let's talk about some thank you guys for chiming in there, and I appreciate that. We're going to look at a couple more here. You guys are getting really good at this. I mean, you're going to definitely be training other people on this, but I can't wait to see your guys' opt-ins by this time next week, hopefully. Advanced opt-in strategies. Here's a big smiley face. We're going to take note of some really cool strategies here. Okay, I'm going to show you some testing that Tom and I did a couple years ago, Tom Antion and I, and people hate pop-ups. I hate them, and you don't like them, but Tom swears by them. And I was kind of suspicious, like, Tom, why do you always have an opt-up or a pop-up on your box? And it's not a pop-up that's just, you know, arbitrary. It's got an opt-in box on it. And he said as soon as he put the opt-in on there, the sign-ups went from 78 a week to over 450 a week. And I was kind of amazed until I saw the numbers. So Tom swears by pop-ups. I don't use them, but I'm thinking about using them. I don't know. I'm not quite sold on it yet, but don't be scared to use them. Some big people use them very tasteful, and there's a couple of kind of new pop-ups that are a little bit less obtrusive or invasive as they used to be. So that's a strategy you want to try, and we've proven it with numbers, believe it or not. Audio. You can put audio, a place to listen to someone say some of that stuff if that's a choice you want to make. Video. Sometimes people are putting little videos over in their sidebar just above the opt-in that explains all the things that you would have written in all that text you guys are sick of looking at, and all you have to do is people love watching video, and that's become the hot thing on the internet. So what we're doing here is putting little tiny videos, little flash videos in the sidebars of WordPress or other websites just above the form there, and just say, here's what you get. I got all this great stuff, and just sign below, and you actually kind of point your hand down at the form and say, just put in your email below and get all these free gifts. People are watching those. That's a really stealthy trick or an advanced opt-in that you may want to consider. So we're going to have a video script workshop here in a couple weeks where you can learn some really cool tips about using video. But video, everyone's watching it. It's great. And we're having a lot of fun with those. Of course, now people, a lot of marketers I'm seeing, and I love this idea, we're putting opt-ins not over in the sidebars or in the middle of the page or down somewhere else where no one can see them, but we're really using our real estate wisely and putting them in headers. Believe it or not, it looks really good. Let's take a look at some examples of these strategies that I'm talking about. This is a header on Jeff Herring's website, his article template website, and this thing signs up people like crazy. I think he's gotten 70,000 people in his database from this thing. It's a huge part of his real estate, and it looks really good. Let me show you some really advanced tricks. Jeff is the bomb on this, and let me show you some really neat stuff he's doing. First off, there's his picture. Now, out of all the ones we just saw, that we just went through, did you see anyone's picture at all? I didn't. All we saw were pictures of products and stuff, but do you know selling yourself is the most important thing you can do as an author, coach, consultant, or anyone else? You can't hide behind your products and your ebooks. You have to sell yourself. That's how Tony Robbins does it. That's how everyone big does it. And I want to show you these examples of these are coming up, the ones, I'm not going to ask you if they're good or bad because these are the primo opt-in strategies that we've been working on. Look at the language that he uses. Jeff's got that great smiling face. It's over to the right. Get 2 free plug-and-play article templates. Well, that means that I get 2 free something or others that I don't have to learn. There's no learning curve. They plug and play. That means I don't have to do anything. They work as soon as I have them, or something like that. Also, creates waves of highly qualified traffic. Well, here he's using language of his visitor. Instead of saying newsletter or something boring, I'm here looking to get more traffic. That's why I came here, and that's what I searched for. So he's playing with this verbiage in his copy to the exact language of what I stuck in the Google search. So I found the site by typing in Google, how do I get more highly qualified traffic? Not only that, he didn't just say more traffic. He said highly qualified. To me, that's better traffic than just crappy traffic. Okay, I don't want more traffic. I want better traffic. Pay attention to these small bits of copy, the way he's writing this stuff, to your website, products, and services. Then he says in your email, he's not asking you for the first name. Well, let me explain why. Some people don't want to give their first name. Maybe that's a bit more information than they're willing to give, and you'll see some of the big marketers doing that. I like getting people's first name so I can personalize my email in my newsletters. If you see newsletters from me to you out there, it'll say Dear Chris and Dear Roberta and Dear Frank. You know, I kind of like that. A lot of people think it's cheesy, but I still subscribe to the personalization. It's cheesy if you don't know me. It's cute if I do know you, and I can automate that by collecting the email, so or the first name on that form. But he gets slightly higher conversion by not asking for it. And then look at the button now. Get your copy now. It's orange, standing out completely from every other aspect of the site, the header, and the opt-in. So these are all notes you want to take advantage of. Claudette says, Jeff is great. Yes, he is. And I've learned a lot from him. And we both started learning from Tom about the same time. And he's just wonderful. I talk to him all the time. Done a bunch of webinars with him. So that's cute. Here's another one from Brenda. Remember we saw the first one earlier that was in a sidebar one, but I like this one better. It's in her header of her website, and it's a little bit easier to read than the one I actually liked. So again, she talks about a support package. She uses the word irresistible. That's a little Q word, a Q word to make people feel fuzzy. That's really cool. And then you got your special report, 3 dangers of boring website content, and how to make yours riveting and unforgettable. Let's point out something that I really like about this. First off, the whole thing that I really like about this is in that content of the special report, because she's using conflict and love without a call to action. And that's extremely powerful, and we've been through that in the Stealth Persuasion Workshop before. So let's take a look at this. She's saying 3 dangers of boring website content. So she's saying that boring content can be dangerous in terms of losing customers or not getting any traffic. And then the love aspect, how to make yours riveting and unforgettable. That sounds really cool. So I feel better now that she's got something to offer, a solution, all in a very easy to digest 1 bullet point, okay, for you guys out there that hate all that text. The call to action she's offering is send my gift. That's it. This is simplistic and beautiful. And her privacy policy is really cute, where it says never share information or bombard your inbox with too many messages. That's something that no one ever addresses. Okay? Of course, you know, everyone says they're not going to share my information, but how many messages am I going to get? If I get one every day, I'm going to really regret that I signed up for this, you guys. So sometimes it's really cool to explain that you're not really going to get that many, or what you're going to get is going to be exclusive and cool. So this is a really good one. Let's take a look at a couple more. This one I really, oh my God, I really love this. Look at the colors on this. This is gorgeous. This is another one in the header. This is one of my favorite ones, and I want to point out why. First off, again, we have the pictures of the people, those two ladies right there. Who couldn't resist signing up for that? I mean, they're smiling. They look like they're competent. They're happy. Your smiling face sells you and your expertise more than any copy that you can try to write, okay? Not everyone's good at writing copy. I'd rather just put my face on there and sell more than bother trying to write all this copy all the time, okay? It's so much easier, and they're taking advantage of that. They're talking about free gifts. Please send my free gifts, a special report, and then they used the same conflict love formula that I always teach. Conflict, the 3 biggest ways you push men away, the love part, and how you can draw them closer. That's really cool. I mean, there's one bullet point. The next one is a subscription to the blog. So they're letting you know that you're getting a free report and the subscription at the same time. Nice and neat, and it's pretty easy to do. The only thing I don't like is the subscribe button. They could have done that a little bit more. See, there's always one little thing wrong with these, and you guys are starting to see how you can make the perfect opt-ins. But consider these header ones with putting that up in the highest real estate of your site and putting your smiling face on there, and you'd be surprised just how great this one opts in a lot, because these people, they really connect with their visitors. They got lots of great information, and I think that special report is something that most people want to know about. I don't want to push my man away. I really don't, okay? I want to draw him closer, and I know you do too. Clydette saying, I think the text were a little larger. It would be easier to read. Love the header idea. Yeah, that text is a little small, and that's like an Arial font or something that's a little dated. It could have been slightly creative, and you could have done what Jeff did. Let's go back real quick on Jeff's, and he didn't use a font. That's an entire thing done in Photoshop. That's far easier to read. I think I like Jeff's the most. That font is a little small. Clydette, you're right. And all that's really good. So let's check the next one. Well, here's Tom's opt-in, and this is a brand new one. He had a really kind of a weak one. Well, it actually signed a lot of people up, but it was just kind of old. So he designed this new one. And look at all this stuff. This is a kind of busy, but there's a lot to it that I like. He just designed this over the last week, okay? And we've tested this out, and it signs up people like crazy. We've got the colors. We've got the free newsletter with hundreds of killer tips. But it's more than just a newsletter. You're getting 600 pages of back issues of that newsletter. Now that's a gigantic tome of material about learning how to get paid for public speaking. And then he tells you you're going to get 600 pages 5 minutes after you subscribe. That's very good language there in terms of telling people exactly when they're going to get it. A $247 value. Well, that's believable coming from someone of Tom's stature for 600 pages, because you know how it's large and expensive a lot of his ebooks are. So that's believable if you know him. Look at the little sub thing at the top. You can be the hit of your next presentation. I kind of like that, immediately implanting a suggestion. And then you've got learn how to be great at public speaking and get paid for it too. There's 2 benefits there in red kind of popping out. So I really like that. This is a pop-up box, believe it or not. Here's another thing. There's an audio where you can listen to him tell you a bunch of stuff if you so desire. And he even says turn your speakers on for those people that can't remember to do something that simple. And then, of course, he's not asking for a first name, just a simple email address. Remember that adds a little bit higher conversion. And then he's using yes, please subscribe me in the button as a call to action. This is pretty well done. What's strange about it that I don't see immediately but really just sticks out is the background picture. This is in a pop-up box, believe it or not. Don't ask me how he did it. I could figure it out for you if you really want to privately write me, but I don't really know how he figured this out. But that's pretty neat. Although the lightning and that picture of him kind of looks like he's building a monster in some kind of laboratory or something. It's kind of creepy if you're asking me. I love the man, but that's some creepy stuff right there. But you know, old Tom. I don't really know why he came up with that particular picture, but I think he could have picked something a little bit smilier, so to speak. But that's a pop-up box, but it converts like crazy. Just take note of the elements you like that you think will work for you. I wouldn't stick my creepiest photo on there if I was you. Check this guy out. I love this guy. I don't even know who he is, but I signed up for his stuff anyway because I like his blog. But this is really cute. Let's work together. Who is this dude? There's all sorts of little information here. It looks like a lot of text that you can't read, but you don't really have to read it. I just like the idea that there's a little green arrow that stands out. Those color schemes work really good. There's a little picture of an envelope, which is kind of cute because I instantly know I'm just going to be getting an email. It's the old little email symbol from back in the 90s. It's really neat. You got mail. And I just like this guy, and this is pretty neat. Now, this was in a sidebar. I don't even know if this is the whole opt-in. The opt-in kind of bled into the rest of the stuff. In a way, I actually liked that, even though I just explained that the opt-in should pop out. I think he did a good job with it popping out at the top there and having it also blend in. So it kind of gives a psychological choice to read further on this, and I kind of like that. And Wes is saying 600 pages sounds daunting. Sometimes less is more. That's true. Information overload, I'm a real stickler for that. 600 pages is more than I'm going to read, Wes. I can tell you that right now, no matter how bad I want to do it. I actually want a more instantaneous solution than to pour through 800 pages, 800, 900,000 pages. Tom's always been a stickler for offering a lot of content. I'm kind of bending towards the other way. Chris says, maybe Tom chose that pic because it displays power. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask him about that picture. To me, it's kind of creepy, but it does look powerful, if that's the point. But this guy, I still don't know who this dude is, but oh, Francesco, he's really cool. But that's a real simple opt-in box, but very powerful. Now let's talk about our freebies. It's getting late, so let's get moving on here. What kind of freebies do you want to give away? I told you that you want to give that you want to give stuff that takes people further into your business. Don't just leave them with a plain document that doesn't do anything. Okay. Want to make sure that they understand and can click on links. Training videos are perfect. Brendan Bouchard, the master at training videos. And then we talk about products that promote yourself. Yes, ebooks, things that are going to make you look like the expert. Even though you're offering solutions, you have to balance that with promoting yourself. Don't just give away the farm unless you're going to funnel people further into your business. Products that upsell. Most of my ebooks all have links to resources and stuff in it that you need, that I think you need for your business to help you make money, that I get commissions from, such as shopping carts and hosting. Okay, every time I offer somebody a solution that I know will work for them, there's something a little in it for me. Okay, those are upsells, and that's an important thing to put in there. So don't just give away stuff because it's cute. Make sure it has a purpose. Products that have high value. I mean, if you state the price, don't state the price. That's up to you. But make sure it really, really not only looks good and has value, but make sure it can stand alone as its own product, and make sure it's offering the solutions that the person came there looking for. That is the highest value of all. Whatever they were looking for that brought you to your site, your freebie needs to reflect that, please. And digital versus physical, okay? Some people send out physical products in opt-in, and they go broke really quick unless they know what they're doing. Okay, I wouldn't try to send out anything physical. Always think in digital, and if you do give away nothing but digital products, you can sell more of them or give away more of them. And of course, you also have the opportunity to link out with links or lead people to different web pages that you can't do with a physical product. A physical product doesn't have clickable links in it, so be careful of that. So if you were considering that, reconsider. Also, this is something I made up myself. This is one of my sneakiest tricks that have built my list like crazy. Someone asked me, how did I get so many people on my mailing list? Well, one of the sneaky ways that I think I might be the only one, well, I know people doing it, but I might have done this first, believe it or not. Look, I don't want to take credit and try to pat myself on the back, but God knows if I thought of something first, please, let me get a little bit of credit for it, all right? But anyway, it's called a thank you page promotion. And what that is I'm going to show it to you in a minute. It's that when I talked about a thank you page that delivers the freebie. So someone signs up and it goes, my page says, thank you for signing up. Here's your freebie. Oh, by the way, do you want another freebie? Another free ebook? And they click on that link in the thank you page and it takes them over to my competitor's website and gives away one of their books. Well, why in the world would I do that? It's because the competitor is linking back to me in their thank you. So we're exchanging lists. So every time someone signs up for one of my stuff, I send someone over to sign up for another person's list, and they build their list. And when they sign up over there, he sends them to me. So I'm getting traffic all the time signing up that I didn't attract that came from the other website. And that other website, I tried to make sure, gets way more traffic than I do. It's a bigger website. They only linked to me, and we did this exchange because of the value of what I was giving away was so cool that they didn't mind sending their traffic over there to get my free book. Now, why are we not worried about sending people out to another website away from yours? It's because the conversion that I wanted has already been made. I just got my sign up. I don't care where I send them. They'll come back to my website through the freebies that I give them, which are links back to the websites and training videos and all these things they have to click and watch over on my website, or have to go read articles on my website, or I send them to all sorts of places through my freebies. I don't mind immediately after a sign up sending them to a competitor's website if I can get free sign-ups from that competitor in exchange. It's a damn good idea, and I'm so really cool that I thought of it. Let me show you an example of a couple of these advanced freebies. Here's Brendan. These are training videos. What you see here is the exact page that pops up immediately after hitting the submit button. Brendan's opt-in is very simple, very, very simple. It's not even as elaborate as most of the ones we looked at, but he's just got so much traffic that people just want to convert. He did that ahead of time. The conversion for opting in on Brendan doesn't take place on his website. It takes place before you get to the website through the articles you read and the people recommending him, called article frame or expert framing, which is something we're going to do in about 3 weeks. I'm going to teach you how to get other people to tell you how great you are to all their people ahead of time, so they drive traffic to your website in droves and sign up for stuff. So Brendan doesn't need a killer opt-in. He just needs killer stuff to put on the other side. So he's got 3 or 4 hours of these training videos full of the best stuff in the world. Now that's a freebie. It is worth it, and everyone likes it. And you can bookmark these and watch these anytime. Love Brendan. Everybody loves Brendan. You guys love Brendan. Chris says, don't prospects get annoyed for being included in another list? No, they want the freebie, Chris. They want that freebie. That freebie is a solution, an immediate solution. They can, if they're really that annoyed with being on another list, they don't have to sign up for it, and they can unsubscribe. But just remember that even if they unsubscribe, they still have gotten a very powerful freebie from you and the other person that's going to help generate money, traffic, and credibility the entire time that they interact with that freebie. Check this out, Allie Brown. This is another header one, and you gotta love Allie. Look at that giant picture of her at this opt-in. She's given away a physical product. It's a real CD, but trust me, she knows how to make these CDs. She's been in the business a long time, and she's getting these things for about 20 cents a piece. Why is she giving away a CD when she could just give away an MP3? Well, it's all about value, and she believes that this free CD is offering more psychological value, that somehow it's standing out above the rest of the other marketers that just give away MP3s. Everybody knows, no one's fooled, okay, an MP3 isn't really worth anything. The information's worth anything, but it's not a physical product. When people get something like a CD in the mail, it's kind of cool. And when it's sitting around on your computer desk month after month and you haven't listened to it yet, it keeps reminding you that you should. It keeps branding like a shopping bag. There's a lot of psychological branding that goes in to a physical product. That's why stores spend so much money on signs and bags and things and print. They could stuff everything in a brown paper bag, but they don't. They make sure that their name is printed on all the bags, and it's for branding purposes. And Allie wants to talk about or to focus on branding here. So she gives away a physical product. So that's kind of neat. Most of that opt-in's not excruciatingly exciting to me, but I wanted to show an example of why she gave away a CD. So basically, she can get that thing printed and mailed out to somebody for about $1, which makes her take her leads more seriously if she's paying $1 each for them. Here's my thank you page. This is an example of a page that when someone signs up for their free color trends for summer 2000, this is a jewelry site where people came looking for color trends for the summer so they can design their jewelry around the color trends, the clothing industry. It says, thank you for signing up. This is my thank you page. Click the link below to download your PDF, the jewelry color trends for summer 2000. Your newsletter will arrive shortly in your email inbox. Okay, I wanted to explain that they're getting a newsletter too. If you don't see it, be sure to check your junk folder. That's giving them an idea to whitelist any email so they don't lose it into the junk folder. You want to remind people about that. And then I put, want more free info on running a successful jewelry store? Check out this resource. That's all I'm saying. Okay, this is going to my other competitor's website. This is the free ebook they're giving away. And I do this because that other competitor is sending hundreds and hundreds of signups over to me a month that I would never get without him. So this is worth it to me here. And this is the thank you page exchange thing. So consider that. Work amongst each other here in the community if you don't want to deal with somebody you don't like or something like that. And don't send anybody to a site that doesn't have the good standards. Make sure that you're giving away quality stuff. But this is a really cool, and this is how I've doubled my opt-ins over the last couple of years. Now let's talk about some language. This is really cool. We're always use opt-in language. We pointed out a little bit here. Conflict, benefit, love, these kinds of things, throw them here. Here's a really cool opt-in script. This is what somebody would have written in here. Learn the secrets of the biggest authors and unlock your writing potential. Okay, that's pretty good. But it's kind of cheesy and salesy to me, so I rewrote it with benefits. Let's take a look. Your days of staring at a blank screen are over. Unleash this one simple tip to end writer's block. So this was a client that sent me this, and her opt-ins increased by me rewriting this. And why I did this was I wanted to find the conflict here. The conflict of staring at a blank screen. Trust me, I'm an author. I've done that. I know exactly what that's like. And then unleash this one simple tip. That means I don't have to go through 600 pages, okay? I can just one simple tip to end writer's block. That is respecting time, okay? And ending writer's block is the love. So it's got conflict, benefit, and love in that one little sentence. The first one is just kind of salesy. Secrets of biggest authors unlock potential. There's nothing wrong with that, I guess, but it's just a little salesy. I like going for the benefit. Let's take another one that I did. The client sent this one to me. Find the man of your dreams with this free guide for identifying your soulmate, no matter where they are. Well, that's really cool. I want to find the man of my dreams, and you do too. I've been looking for him for ages, okay? And if no matter where they are, that's kind of a very open statement. I like that. There's a lot of love in this thing, okay? Lots and lots of love. But it was too lovey-dovey, and I wrote thus. The simple set of rules guaranteed that I would never spend another cold and lonely night alone. Now, I sold benefit and conflict, and I mix them up in the way I mix them in the order that they come in. So the simple set of rules. So now, again, I'm not talking about 600 pages of stuff where I'm going to be studying for the rest of my life to figure out how to do this. It's one simple set of rules, guaranteed. That's an affirmation that it's really going to work. That I would never spend another cold and lonely night alone. I know how that feels, okay? And a lot of people do too, especially people that are going to relationship sites. Don't tell me that your relationship site visitor doesn't know what a cold and lonely night alone is like. And since they do know that, twist the knife and tell them, okay? Use those benefits and conflicts to get their mind to think, damn, just a simple set of rules, guarantees, I'm signing up for that. Irresistible language for opt-ins is extremely important. These are the words that you want to avoid or use. Avoid the words learning, tools, information, service, building, any of these kinds of things that sound like I'm going to be making a tree house on Christmas morning, you know, before the kids wake up. You ever bought one of those bikes and had to put that thing together at 4 o'clock in the morning before your kids got up and you knew they'd be up at 7 a.m.? I didn't like that, okay? It was a nightmare. I don't want to have to do that about losing weight or making a better relationship, finding my soulmate, making more money on the internet, or any damn thing else. I want things that are going to be easy or seem easy to me, okay? So use words more like secrets and instant and tips, discover, uncover, reveal, unleash, things like that, what's going on there is psychologically that the information in the freebie unfolds itself, that you don't have to put it together, but it basically blossoms as soon as you open up the file. So think about words like that. They're very, very powerful. Also, avoid generalities. People like to talk about the millions and billions and all this stuff. Millions, everyone, anyone, everywhere, a whole bunch of people, all these people, you know. We want to be inclusive. We want to make sure that we're using our social proof to the nth degree and everyone on the entire planet is happy because of this freebie. No, they're not, okay? You're not fooling anyone. Actually, what people are really there, they're there for them. What's in it for me? That's what your visitor's always thinking. What is in it for me? I don't care about Joe Blow next door. I really don't. What is in it for me? So be selective. Use words that are inclusive. Chosen few, exclusivity. I, you, a select group, the privileged few, things that people find of value. No one wants to be, and now we talked about social proof, how we all want to be a part of a crowd. We only want to be a part of a crowd until we've reached a certain mental decision to purchase or sign up or make a conversion. Then we just want it to be about us. We're funny little animals like that, okay? And that's the whole stealth persuasion psychology, is that we all don't want to make our first move unless everyone's doing it, but by the time we're ready to convert, we want the final product to be about us. And this is what an opt-in is. It's a freebie and something that you're going to get. So look at the language very carefully when you're doing this, and of course send me your suggestions to make sure that you're doing it right. If you're getting confused, don't sit there and try to do this yourself. Always feel free to email me any of your suggestions about this copy. I'll take a quick look at it and help you out with this. It's really cool. I can look at this stuff in about 2 seconds and help you clean this stuff up. I wanted to welcome a bunch of guests that we had tonight. I did a webinar earlier last week called the Website Critiques, where I critiqued websites, and for everyone who bought that night, they got in free tonight for the opt-in workshop, because opt-ins were a huge part of the critique that we were teaching about on that webinar, that I decided it would be perfect to use that as a bonus. So we got a whole bunch of extra guests here tonight that aren't usually in our community, so we can welcome a whole bunch of people. We've got, let's see who showed up tonight. We have Anne, and we have Aline, and we have James, and we have John, and we have